My dog shredded a Highland Heights City newsletter. He did. He really did. My dog shredded a Highland Heights City newsletter. He went like this. He did. And he was cool because he shredded a Highland Heights City newsletter. I distinctly remember him doing that. It was so much fun to watch him do that because I'll never forget that day that he tore up a municipal newsletter sent at taxpayer expense to every resident of the working class burg of Highland Heights, Kentucky. And actually, when he first did it, somebody I didn't even notice that he was doing it until he started doing it. He was sitting up on the couch tearing up the newsletter. And for some reason, I had the impression that there was money buried somewhere in the newsletter. I don't know what gave me that impression. And I was worried that he had chewed up a $20 bill. But that turned out to not be the case. But it was cool watching him shred a Highland Heights City newsletter. Yeah, the city of Highland Heights. I remember how, for one time, what's going on here? But yeah, I remember at the time, there was one time, this was years later though, when, actually this was probably like in the early 80s when this happened. When my dog shredded up the Highland Heights City newsletter, but I remember there was one time in the mid 90s I went to a Highland Heights City Council meeting. And this was probably about 1996 when I did this. There was like a Highland Heights City Council meeting, and I went to it because there was some developer who was trying to build some right-wing development that nobody wanted. And it was down off Sunset Drive, and he was trying to use eminent domain, even though he represented a corporation. He didn't even represent like a government agency. He represented a corporation. He was some developer from a corporation. He was trying to use eminent domain to buy up an entire neighborhood. I think now that's where like they built that restaurant recently. I don't know if that was part of it. I don't know if the residents there just gave up or if the restaurant that's there now is a completely different development. But the thing is, back in 1996 or whenever this was, nobody wanted this development. But there was some right-wing guy with the developer was there at the city council meeting, and this guy, he looked just like Monty Burns from The Simpsons, the guy that owns the nuclear power plant. He looked just like him, he sounded just like him, and he thinks just like him. He was just like that guy. This guy was just a perfect real life replica of Monty Burns from The Simpsons. Yeah, you know, the guy that always says, excellent. That guy from The Simpsons. And this guy, this developer who spoke to the Highland Heights City Council meeting, he looked just like that guy. And this meeting was packed. There was like 100 people at the meeting. And almost all of them were there to oppose this development. And they were arguing with city council about it and everything. And this guy, this developer guy, he was so arrogant. And he actually used the contraction shan't, like for shall not. And He is the only person I've ever met in person who used the word shan't. Like it was the 1800s or something. That's like a word that you used to see like in books from like the 1800s that nobody today uses. But he used that word shan't, and he was really arrogant. He was like, I have a job to do, which is to develop property, and the public shan't have a say in what I do. And he said that in front of a room full of 100 angry citizens. He said that. He really did. Also, a person bubbled during that city council meeting. But it wasn't one of the city council members. But anyway, this was at City Hall. But that was probably about 15 years after the Highland Heights City newsletter got shredded. That was so cool to see that newsletter get shredded. Also, Facebook deleted another one of my posts. They did. They do this regularly. Facebook keeps deleting my posts. So on my Facebook page I posted, "Stop deleting my posts, Facebook." I said that on my Facebook page. I put, "Stop deleting my posts, Facebook," because Facebook deleted another one of my posts today, which they do a lot, and they do it to other people too. That's how Facebook does things. And let's see if there's anything this is funny here. There's a story here. Some reporter interrupted an Obama speech. So Obama said, "The next time I prefer you let me finish my statements before you ask a question." That's cool. That's funny when Obama said that. Obama's fighting the media. See, now that's cool. See, that's really cool when he does that. A reporter started heckling him and interrupting his speech. So Obama said, "The next time I prefer you let me finish my statements before you ask a question." It turns out the reporter was a reporter from a right-wing website. It was a reporter from a right-wing website. And and he interrupted Obama, so Obama told him to stick it where the sun don't shine. According to the story, right-wing Congressman Steve King is going to sue Obama over Obama's new immigration policy. Gosh, they're making fools of themselves. All the right-wingers are making fools of themselves. You know, I thought this was something that was going to... It looked like Obama's new immigration policy today. It was a type of thing. I didn't think it was going to be politically popular, but it was the right thing to do. But now the right-wingers are just overreacting to it so much that they've actually hurt themselves. So they've chased themselves off the edge. So it looks like it's another bad day for the right-wing brain trust.